how do you get the whole family into, say, a purchase?
Well, you bring up two thoughts in my mind. One is when you're raising capital from a large group, that might be considered a syndication. So I would make sure that you're not getting into that gray area of having to create like a Reg D, Reg C, Reg A, B, or C, A, B, C, or D offering, I should say. So make sure that you're safe there. But when families can be disallowed, now your cousins and your aunts and uncles, your brothers and sisters, they're okay. They're allowed parties. But say, for example, it's your wife, it's your parents that are also included, and they all want to invest in a deal. You actually can do that. That's a loophole, as long as you invest concurrently. So everybody, would in this family, their ownership to the asset would, record. Say it's real estate, would record on title concurrently. That's a loophole. So after you do that, though, nobody could buy each other out. And any disallowed parties couldn't buy each other out. All expenses are split pro rata, same thing, all proceeds. But think about this, it can be complex when you have a large group of people invest in one asset, because say there's a property tax bill. Maybe you have 5 people in the deal. 5 people are going to be paying that property tax bill, either through either 5 IRAs or 5 individuals or some combination of that. So just, consider the whole situation before you do that, and really think about how you want to structure that deal. But it's doable. You can do it.
Excellent advice. Thank you. And besides purchasing residential or commercial properties, there are many other ways to invest in real estate besides that. Say, vacant or raw land. Also, like I mentioned earlier, notes and personal, and mortgages, loans. Can you explain a little bit more about the different options one has in investing in real estate with our self-directed IRA?
Right. Well, I think almost all self-directed, the vast majority of self-directed IRA investors invest in an asset that's somehow tied to real estate, except for maybe precious metals or cryptocurrency. Either, like you say, it's either a note tied to real estate a lot of times, or it's either commercial or residential real estate or raw land. And it's just the top level of alternative assets. Raw land, for example, your IRA can invest in a piece of raw land. Then you're going to have maybe expenses. So you have to consider that. So if the IRA is invested in a piece of raw land, you might have to pay, of course, property tax, or pay to have it weeded or cared for in some way. But you can also earn income in ways you might not have thought of, like renting it out to farmers to graze cattle, leasing it to somebody to put one of those big turbine windmills on it to generate electricity. There are different ways you could possibly lease out raw land. Your IRA could do that and make money. Your IRA could invest in a syndication that maybe owns a multifamily building. And so it's your IRA indirectly investing in real estate through the vehicle of a syndication. And then your IRA has a partial ownership interest in maybe a large building. So those are some of the ways, or buy a property directly.
It seems like you can be very creative if you want to with your self-directed IRA.
Yes, I think so.
You mentioned you've been in the business a while. What attracted you to self-directed IRA field? I think I read, maybe it was on your website, you started in news and draft reporting?
Yeah, I was in radio for a long time, for 17 years. And that's how long I've been self-directed IRAs too, by the way. But yeah, I started off in college. I was on the college radio station, and then went on to be a radio announcer in several different cities until I realized I wanted to make an actual income, like and prosper. And so I, of course, like a lot of people, I went from what I was doing into real estate, because I could see the amazing benefits of being a real estate investor and owning property. It's enormous. It's such a great way to personal wealth. And so my entire life shifted away from broadcasting into real estate in different functions, and mortgage loan servicing, loan origination. I was a property manager, and now I'm a real estate investor along with everything else I do.
That's definitely a course correction, a transition, but I'm certainly grateful for your time, your knowledge, and your expertise in sharing with our audience. Where can my audience go to find out more about you, Brett, and possibly open their own self-directed IRA?
We're all over social media, but I think probably the best place to find us is on our website, because we have so much information there. We have a really great blog with hundreds of articles about really any question that you can think of with self-directed IRAs. And the address for that is the letter U, udirectira.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And is there anything I missed? Anything else you'd like to share?
There's always little nuances on the horizon for self-directed IRAs. First off, I would say that I belong to the RITA, the Retirement Industry Trust Association. It's our industry group. And so I've got my ear to the ground as far as what's happening in Washington. And I just say that there's a lot of bipartisan support for retirement plans. And so both sides of the House seem to really, and Senate seem to really like people saving for retirement. So these accounts appear to be safe, which is, people will always ask me that question. And so no red flags there. But one thing that came up at the end of 2022, Secure Act 2.0 passed. And when it did, it said that we can make Roth type contributions to SEP IRAs and simple IRAs. Like, wow, that's like a SEP IRA has a max contribution, like a cap of $69,000 a year. Now you have to qualify for it and you want to, learn more about it. But imagine being able to contribute $69,000 to a SEP IRA as Roth money and let the proceeds from those dollars grow tax-free for life. That's wonderful. Now, the catch is that since the end of 2022, the Department of Treasury has given us no guidance. How do we do this? What are the rules? What are, if we do this, can we do that? I mean, we need guidance and we still don't have it. But be on the lookout. That's on the horizon pretty soon. We're going to get some guidance from the Department of Treasury, which the IRS is under, about how to make these contributions to these types of retirement accounts. So that's very exciting.